This is Mind's Eye Mathematics, and this is just another game to basically help grow images in students' minds for basic number 1 to 10. So these are Power of 10 cards. You can purchase them, or you could make them yourself. There is usually a blue set and a red set. I happen to have two blue sets, but a blue and a red set where it's 1 to 10. So, right, so there's 8, 10, right? So 1 to 10 they have. And there, you kind of get the idea. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you have two sets of 10 in the deck. And just the very first game is essentially just a memory game. So you would lay out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, I should move these up a little bit, right? And you just play a regular memory game where one player flips it over, but make sure when they flip it over that they say what it is. So they would say 3, they'd pick another one, 2, those two don't match, so we just flip them back over and it's the next player's turn, right? They flip over a 6, so they would verbally say 6, and oh, another 6, fabulous. So I've got a pair and I set that aside, and it's my turn to go again because I got that one. So 4, and then I have to think about, did I see a 4 before? Flip another one over. Oh, there's another 4. So and then I'd get to keep going again. Okay, so that's just a very basic memory game. So that's a 2. No, but I remember I think there was a 2 here. So I remember that. So I'm going to pick this 2, and then I now have 3 pairs. Okay, and so you keep going with that. And then so then the second game with the Power of 10 cards is then is picking best friends. So instead of, let's say I flipped over a 4, so now instead of looking for another 4, I'm going to look for a 6 because that's its best friend. Okay, so I didn't get it, so I would flip them both over. So then it's exactly the same game. It's just now instead of 9, I'm now looking for 1. Okay, and I didn't get it, but you get the idea. So, so that is that game. And the third game that I would play, or third activity that I would do with Power of 10 cards, is what I call moving things with your mind. And that is getting the student to initially practice putting down 2 cards, and they have to add them together by making it an easier question. So I'm gonna, with my mind, I'm gonna visually move this guy over here. So I'd have a 10, and then I'd be left with 4, so that's 14. And the ideal thing would be to then get them to write it down. So 9 plus 9 plus 5 equals, and then 14. So getting them to connect a symbol, so like the 9 with this, and a 5 with this, and then combining them to get 14. Okay, so just getting them to practice. So put another 2 down. There, I don't have to move anything, so I would just write 10 plus 6 equals 16. Okay, so really basic. And then if you wanted to then step it up, once they're good at that, then basically play war. So I would be playing with a partner. I would put 2 down. They would put 2 down. Okay, and we would get a point if you created a 10, and you would also get another point if you have the biggest number. So in this case, I have 16, and I have, I did not create a 10, so it's up to you. I'm going to say because there is a 10, I would get a point for that. Here, I'd have to create a 10, so I'm going to move 1. So, they both happen to be 16. Okay, well in that case it's a tie. So we would both get 2 points because we get a point for their creating a 10, and we'd also get a point because we both have the same size number. But in the case of where one was bigger, the person who has the biggest number would get another point. So, and then, we play again. You could do a point system like that, or you could say do like the actual war. Whoever is bigger would take all the cards. Okay, so in this case it's a tie, so maybe you would do another set. So this one I've got a 9, and this person got an 11. So because they have the highest, then they would take all the cards. Okay, so there's a number of variations of that you could play. But just basically wanting to get students to, look at this and move the objects into the other 10 frame. Okay, so yeah, let me know how that goes.